Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Kenny now out of his end zone. And he returns this to the 22. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by Zach Wilson, former second overall pick, now in his third season out of BYU.
We saw something last week you don't see very often. Team loses, but the quarterback, the trigger man, Offensive Player of the Week in the AFC. That's pretty impressive.
You rarely see that. Of course, don't worry, folks. He said the obligatory, I would have traded that for a victory any day of the week.
Yeah, no doubt about it, but still, he must have played awfully well to win it when his team lost.
The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
A tough season for them to this point, and here's part of the reason why. You see the injuries have left them short-handed in prior weeks, and that's the case again here in this one.
Brandon, great teams can overcome injuries and keep their seasons on track, but sometimes even the great teams have injuries that are just too numerous, or they affect the wrong group of guys, the guys who actually lead their ball club, and it's just tough to get past them. This team struggling with that.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack in the game.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Check white, blue check, black swap.
Here's Strong one more time. Pushing his way through, and they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. Back to throw, Ritter. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
You're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Here's Wilson to throw. He dumps this one off here to Hall. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make make it second down.
The Jets have 4-11 on the year. They come in needing just to do something to stop this skid here before the season ends.
And let's face it, everyone now, they're looking to the leaders, both in the locker room and the coaching staff and, of course, ownership, because they've got to get a clear understanding about how everyone feels, because to me, you've got to focus on everyone in the locker room right now. That's what you're playing for. The future, it'll take care of itself.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 35-yard line. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Wilson. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Jason Garrett.
And the Browns are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best and don't worry about the rest of it.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd and short. Ritter. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Zach Wilson and the Jets offense about ready to take over once again. And he's been off target here early on. 2 drives, 2 interceptions. They'll look to snap that streak here as they start 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
You look at this Browns defense.
They sit at number 20 in the NFL right now against the run.
Stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that pressure comes and Wilson's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Now Ritter to throw on 1st down.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And the Browns are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football. Out of the gun, here's Ritter. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Brian Edwards, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. They have the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. This fielded right at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night game. Do you see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now it's Wilson. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Third and long, it's Wilson. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Martin Emerson. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. On is Hopkins now for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulled out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
As we've seen, their first 2 drives didn't yield anything points-wise. Certainly feels like they think to themselves, it's time to open this thing up, taking the big shot downfield.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
Wilson. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Martin Emerson. And the Browns will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10.
On first down, Ritter finds Strong on the check down. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Second and 11 now.
11-yard line.
43 rail. Ready.
Working from the gun, Ritter. Looking Strong's way again, and he's got it. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5. And now third down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Ritter throwing on third down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on third and 5.
Smith red. Check white. Blue check.
Looking to throw once more. Here's Ritter. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down.
Ready.
Ritter from the gun. And that's going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Now a second and 10. Looking to throw it here. Ritter. This one swung outside to Strong. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with third and 1.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those, too.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. Third and a yard. Another throw coming up here for Ritter. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Browns first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on third and 1.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Ritter looking to throw on first and 10. Right back to Njoku. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's second down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. Now Ritter. This one finding the hands of Brandon Powell. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 22-yard line.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Ritter. He's got the connection to Moore. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On second down, Ritter. Over the middle, complete. It's Moore. And the Browns are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Here's Ritter. Dropped back at the 15-yard line. John Franklin Myers, the one in there to drop him.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This just 32 yards officially from the right hand. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there as time expires in the first half. And the Jets take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Boy, what an incredible way to end the half. A chance for a late 3, but instead it turns into 6 points the other direction.
And how about the team that got the 6 points going in the other direction? They were thinking, I don't know if I even want to go into the locker room at the half. Head coach going to be upset. Instead, got to feel pretty good.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. The Browns offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Back to the air on second down. Here's Ritter again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Edwards. He's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So, roughing the passer penalty and an automatic first down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
Ritter's throw pulled in here by Powell. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be second down.
Second and 5 at the 50-yard line.
Ready?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Sticking with the passing game. Here's Ritter again. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 70 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. I'm
okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
19 target.
To throw is Wilson. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that is incomplete.
I I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
2nd and 10. Now Wilson. He finds his man, complete. That's Wilson. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They'll run with Hall. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. 7 yards there. Good enough to move the sticks. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 46. Now it's Wilson. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
This has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
Wilson. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Myles Garrett make that now 4 sacks for him in tonight's ball game.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they certainly are letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
This will be fielded at the 17. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
From the 29, here's 2nd down and 5. They'll give it to Strong. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Green, switch, yellow.
They'll run with Strong. There he goes, right side. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 28. 69 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Gets it to Strong. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm.
They dialed up the blitz on 3rd down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
Yellow, line, Smith, red. Check, hunt.
On 1st and 10, it's Strong. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Adrian Amos.
critical. Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4.
Let's go.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Ready?
They'll go again with Strong. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. Ritter back to throw. Incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Ritter to throw it. Touchdown. Elijah Moore from 8 yards out. And the Browns are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. New York ready to go again offensively. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. This pass out wide to Hall. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Wilson to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. 3rd and long, it's Wilson. And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Zadarius Smith able to get through and make that tackle for a loss.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give him a lot of confidence to help turn things around. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
They lead major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Browns are going to get this thing back. Excellent field position.
Down. Ready.
Give up the middle to Strong. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Now 2nd and 5. Bootlegging out here. Ritter. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Will McDonald in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9. Ritter now. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. Hopkins' kick is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep your cool. That was not an example of doing that.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
On 2nd down, a run with Strong. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. His 4th rushing touchdown on the year, his 5th overall. And the Browns have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. Oh, good-looking return set up here. Kene Nwangu. He will score. Touchdown, Jets.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
Well, let's be honest. A lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
And the Browns are able to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. A really good effort. He does it in himself picks up 15, also picks up the first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. They'll run out of the gun here with Strong. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 117 yards rushing for him now as he's...
times. I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the ball.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Pierre Strong, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
Hey, check that.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was Pierre Strong who finished things off with a touchdown run. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The New York set to take the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put...
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can...
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Wilson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean,